Hey everybody, well, with Worlds underway, it has become extremely obvious to anyone paying attention that Aatrox should have been nerfed about a month ago. Why didn't Riot nerf Aatrox? I'm assuming they wanted to see him at Worlds. Unfortunately, the signs are there a long time ago that he was doing way too well and they should have nerfed him a while ago. Why am I making this video? Because I actually do want Aatrox nerfed, and I will show you guys later, but at any rate, it's not really fun having with a 34% ban rate and a 21% pick rate. This means the odds of you getting Aatrox are nearly 1/2 in every game. It's really not that fun to deal with. It's not that cool to try to get excited to play a champion and to either have them picked against you or to be banned in like half the games you play. That's just not really that entertaining to deal with. So I do want him nerfed. But the question is, how did Aatrox get to be so overpowered? So looking at his world stats, and there's only 24 games played, but he currently has a 100% pick ban. That is right, a 100% pick ban. And his stats show that this isn't some fluke. He's not doing well or being picked a lot by accident, but in fact, his win rate is 73%. Now, that is over a mere 24 games. That could go up, that could go down, but the point is, it's showing this isn't some fluke. He's not being overvalued. This isn't the professional players and the solo queue players thinking, haha, he's too good. At Masters Plus, with a massive, outstanding 21% pick rate, Aatrox has more than double the pick rate of the number 2 top laner. Now, to be clear, should Fiora be nerfed? Yes, Fiora should be nerfed into the ground and trashed, left, hopefully, in a waste to never again be picked. Her passive, her Q, her W, her E, and her ultimate should all be removed until all Fiora can do is auto attack. I will shit talk Fiora in my video about nerfing Aatrox because I believe Fiora should be dumpstered in an Armageddon sun and forgotten about, okay? But the point is, with more than double the pick rate of the number 2 top laner, Aatrox is ridiculously overpowered. The only thing some people have talked about is that his win rate is, average, good, fine, balanced. But the issue is, the higher your pick rate, the lower your win rate is supposed to be. The fact that his win rate is doing okay with this ludicrous of a pick rate is showing that Aatrox is just simply overstat. He's too much. How did this happen? Well, I'm going to go over a few examples of things that have happened to turn Aatrox into not only the best first pick, but actually potentially the best top laner in the game right now. Now, I do note I said top laner because actually Graves is the best champion period in the game. Pro play doesn't matter to me because I don't play pro play. I play solo queue where Graves is the best champion in the game. Anyway, let's look at Aatrox's patch history. So I'm going to go over, we're going to start at the durability update because the durability update is the last time many people have seen. In fact, no, screw it. Let's go back a little bit more. Okay, so in Season 11, they gave Aatrox 2 different buffs that have fundamentally buffed him. The first was his Infernal Chains, going from a 26 to 14 second cooldown to a 20 to 14 second cooldown. I disagreed with this change a lot because my issue with this change is it made him really good at exerting pressure in lanes that he was already winning. It didn't do a lot to help him in lanes that he was losing, but in lanes he was already winning against, say, Sion or Ornn or any of these less than mobile champions, it meant that he could exert a lot more kill pressure. Some champions, again, like Sion, need to use abilities and prepare and do all this stuff to survive Aatrox's W. With it being on a lower cooldown, that meant that a lot of these champions he fights now struggle to deal with that. The second buff was the sweet spot on his Q was buffed. Once again, this meant that champions who couldn't avoid his Q would take more damage. Now, you can say that this increased the skill cap on the champion, and sure, you could argue that, that's fine. I just think that these 2 changes weren't good for the game health because it meant that the champions who are weak into Aatrox became significantly weaker into Aatrox. I think that raising his attack speed per level, maybe his armor, health per level, something like that, making him more powerful into the late game, I would have gone with these changes. But This is what Riot did, and I think this has caused issues where if Aatrox counterpicks you, it can feel extremely overbearing right now. So certain champions have just disappeared, A, from solo queue, and B, have just entirely disappeared from the pro play. After the durability update, Aatrox was made tankier, but his healing was reduced. That's pretty much everyone, so it's not anything special. Unfortunately, 4 patches after that, and this is the patch where things started to go wrong. They buffed his health growth by 10, but nerfed his healing a bit. The issue here is there was an item, Eclipse, that wasn't really picked on Aatrox because he was too squishy with Eclipse. With the durability update and now with this health growth buff, Aatrox could go with a far more damaging, squishier build and end up doing way better because he's just tankier naturally. So as we can see here, and I'll pull up Aatrox right here, Eclipse is outperforming Gore Drinker on Aatrox, which is weird. Gore Drinker, although it's not the best item right now, Gore Drinker should probably be Aatrox's best item considering the amazing synergy with Aatrox and Gore Drinker. And yet, it's not because of these balance changes. Instead, Eclipse is doing better. But it wasn't just this change that did this. Additionally, Eclipse was doing really well after the durability update. It was doing so well that many people called it overpowered. So what Riot did is they buffed it. Now, we can't actually see it on this thing here. Oh no, we can't see it. Riot decided that Eclipse would get 5 bonus movement speed as an additional mythic passive. The issue, once again, is that Eclipse was supposed to be an early game item that didn't scale very well. Now it scales better. In addition to that, we are seeing new builds because of the durability update, because people can build tankier. We're seeing that actually, and shockingly, items like Black Cleaver are being built on Aatrox a lot more. Cyrilda's Grudge is being built on Aatrox a lot more because he's tankier, both because of the direct buff to his health per level and nerf to his healing, and because of the durability update, so he can afford to build more damage. One thing that a lot of people don't really consider, all of Aatrox's healing is based on damage dealt. All of it. This healing is based on damage dealt. This healing is based on damage dealt. His ultimate merely increases his healing. His passive healing is based on damage dealt. If you do more damage by combining the lethality of Eclipse with the armor pen from its passive, with the armor pen from Black Cleaver, with the armor pen from Cyrilda's, he does a lot more damage. In the past, the drawback of this was he would get one shot. He's now not getting one shot due to, let's go up to it to show you again, he's not getting one shot due to the health growth increase and the durability patch. So all these weaknesses that were supposed to be here to keep Aatrox balanced, the fact that he would have to build tankier, the fact that as the game progressed his damage would start falling off, the fact that he could potentially get one shot because pre-durability patch he could just get one shot. All these changes, all these disadvantages have just gone totally away. Now, I did say I would prove to you guys that I did want Aatrox nerfed. In order to prove that, I'm gonna go back and I will show you way back here. I DM'd a rioter on August 13th, 2 months ago. I DM'd a rioter, let me move my camera. Aatrox's early game healing, that's what you should nerf. I suggested they should nerf the healing on Aatrox's early game passive. I DM'd him. Shockingly, he never replied to me. But I personally went out of my way. I went out of my way to DM a rioter and tell them that they should nerf Aatrox 2 months ago. So this should tell you that this was pretty goddamn obvious to everyone who was playing this champion that yes, he was kind of overpowered, okay? So please, Riot, I'm actually asking you, could you, in this video, I'm showing you, I'm telling you why he's overpowered, could you actually nerf him? Cause to be honest, I do actually want to play Aatrox, and this pick and ban that he's having in Masters Plus, this is killing my enthusiasm. I just want to play Aatrox. I want to play Angry Red Demon Man and run at people, okay? So just could you actually nerf him? Could you actually nerf him, Riot? Please. Okay. that's it. That's the end of this video. You should have done this before Worlds, right? You really should have. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for being here. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody.